Alright, so now we're about to go into resistors. First of all, I'm going to show you how the resistors actually appear physically. And this is an example of a resistor. This is a resistor, this is a resistor, this is a resistor, this is also a resistor, and this is a resistor as well. Now, these resistors are all resistors, of course, but there are two major parameters that differentiates one resistor from another one. The first and most important one is the resistance value. That is, how much resistance can that resistor offer to the flow of a given current. That's what they call the resistance. And that value can be gotten in two ways. Either by reading the resistance of the resistor using a digital multimeter, or looking at the resistor. Looking at the resistor, you can see that they all have some kind of bands, color bands on them. And in the case of this one doesn't have a color band. They just tell you the exact value right on the body. As you can see, the value is written on the body. But for these ones, you need to be able to tell. You can't just tell their value except you decode the color coding, or you can use a multimeter. If you want to learn how to test resistors using color code, how to get resistance value using color code, that's very straightforward. There are millions of tutorials on the internet that can teach you that. And of course, you have the resistor color code chart available to you from anywhere you can get it from. But most cases, I don't bother teaching people how to use color codes to get resistance. You just start. It's good to know that, but you end up still forgetting and you end up referring to color code every time. If you can do it, fine. I won't bother you with that. Instead, I'll take you to the modern method and the most straightforward method. Using a simple digital multimeter, you can test resistance for anything that has any kind of resistor. So we're going to be focusing on how to test for the resistance of the resistors using the digital multimeter. Alright, so that is for the first parameter. The second parameter that differentiates resistors is their power rating. Power rating in terms of watt, how much heat, how much power do they consume, how much heat can they take, how much power can they consume, and how hot can they get without blowing up. Everything has to do with power rating. Now, this resistor, let me arrange them in order of their power rating, so that you automatically see what I'm talking about. You can see for yourself. These resistors have different sizes. Now that's a very easy giveaway way of knowing their power ratings. The one that has more power is always the bigger one. The one with less power is always the smaller one. That's when you're dealing with these kinds of resistors. This type. These ones are called carbon resistors, and they usually have their power ratings stated right on them, and they also have their values stated on them, so you don't really worry about this one. But these ones, their power ratings are just obvious, as in their power, the difference in power is obvious by their sizes. But you still don't really know, from what everything I've said so far, you still can't tell which is what the exact power rating of the resistors. So now, how do you know the exact power ratings? It is very simple. Just know there are many. You could make reference to resistor charts and dimensions and whatever, but just know that these extremely small ones, I'm going to try and get a ruler for you to really know their power ratings. So